It's like meeting an old friend. Literally everybody I know is like, oh, Ellie, she's great. She's my best friend. I would literally do anything for Ellie.
Well, I suppose I've been around for quite a few years, and I think it's kind of been consistent, I suppose, being in the community for a long time, doing what I'm doing for a long time. So, yeah, you meet some wonderful people along the way.
You taught my wife how to run. I think it was like 20 years ago. She must have been one of your first clients.
Yeah, I did.
She so enjoyed that, and she used to be a great runner at school. She was very quick, but hadn't run for a long time. And it's lovely the way you bring people back into running again.
Yeah, I think running's always been my first love. I ran at school, I've run throughout my life. It's brought me so much pleasure. It's introduced me to so many wonderful people. I've gone to some amazing places. So for me, it's really special. And if I can give some of that joy to others, then I feel very privileged.
Welcome to the Blackheath Greenwich Community Channel. I'm with Ellie Brown, founder of Greenwich Wellness, Fitness and Pilates. What she's created here over the last 20 years is very special. There's a whole plethora of wellness, from rehabilitation to walk and talks, community runs, even wine tastings.
Absolutely, even wine tastings.
I'm going to be hanging out with Ellie and her gang for probably the next couple of weeks, filming and attending as many classes as I can. So I'm super excited. If you are into health and fitness, nutrition, or you're a mummy, or you just like a good old chat in the park, then keep watching. This video is going to be fantastic.
Well, Mark, would you like to come in and have a look? Come on, this is one of my favourite bits. This is our family wall, really. So these are all our wonderful therapists and teachers. Some of them, we've got many more that have been with us for many, many years. Someone like Lisa, who's fabulous. She started with me in Buggy Runners when her babies were tiny, and her son's just gone to university. So it's like 19 years. So she started running with me, and now she's one of our physios. So it's very special.
In fact, the lady that's going to put me through torture on reformer Pilates started with you as well 3 years ago.
She did. She started, came to classes, loved it, got inspired, and now she's one of our wonderful teachers. So that's kind of, I always think it's a community, but it's a family, and you're going to meet a few of them. I love people. I mean, I've been very privileged to work in two professions, which is all about people. So restaurants and bars, it was about meeting people, bringing people together over food and wine, and then exercise. And it's the same, bringing people together, bringing communities of people together. And I think for me, they're kind of in a way quite similar. They're different in terms that they're different means, as in you've got the food and the wine and the fitness, but actually it's all about people. I suppose I started when my children were really small. So Ed was only 6 months when I started to train to be a Pilates teacher. And then when I trained, I was really interested in working with women who were pregnant and postnatal, because I had only just obviously was recovering from my own third pregnancy and birth. So
2003, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah, oh gosh, well done you. God, I have to think back. Oh, 2003.
A fabulous website. I don't know which camera I'm looking at, but it is a great website. And if you want to know about Ellie Brown wellness, that is a good place to start.
Absolutely.
Very well laid out.
And obviously my Instagram.
And your Instagram.
My
Instagram is incredible, because you watch people on it and then you meet them. It's like, oh,
I know
you.
I know, and I feel I know you too, because I think your Instagram's great, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, I think that's it. And I've always been, I've always liked working with women, and I like working with men too, but I've always enjoyed working with women. And now kind of, I suppose, 20 or so years on, I've been taking women from pregnancy to postnatal to perimenopausal to postmenopausal, so seeing the whole journey. I mean, it is a journey. I mean, it's definitely a journey for them and for me. So that has been hugely, I feel, again, hugely privileged to have worked with women.
And you do running with ladies with prams.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that class called again?
Well, that's called Buggy Runners.
Buggy Runners.
Yeah, Buggy Runners. And that's 20 years next year. Buggy Runners and Greenwich Runners.
And I've
will
seen
be
that on
20 years.
Instagram. That's 20 years.
That's 20 years. And what's so lovely is I get mums sending me little notes saying, you know, my son's going to university. God, I remember when I started with you in Buggy Runners. So, you know, it's so lovely because people stay in touch and they tell me about what their children are doing and how they're getting on. And so it kind of just doesn't stop when they go back to work or their life moves on. They stay in touch. And I've got one lovely woman, Carrie, who now lives in Suffolk, but she still joins me online for a class every week. I see her children, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. So the community kind of can go just outside the four walls of Greenwich and Blackheath and South East London to further afield. We do the mummy walk and talk as well now. So for, you know, so those who have just had babies and aren't ready to get back to fitness, or maybe people that don't necessarily want to go running in the park, we do a kind of a social community walk and talk where mums meet up, and we get up to 30 or 40 mums coming.
Which is lovely, and you get dads and grannies and granddads as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. You know, what's lovely now is that dads get more paternity leave, so we're seeing more kind of families coming and dads coming on their own, which is absolutely wonderful. So
I love
it's
that. I love
yeah,
that.
and I it's like, you know, see how that's changed over the years as well. And yes, grandparents come, you know, get to know the grandparents. So yeah, it's really, really special.
It's like being part of the family, I think.
Yeah.
It's the Ellie Brown family.
Isn't that sweet, the Ellie Brown family? I mean, it's definitely
feels like that.
It's definitely a community, but it's, as I say, it's definitely a family because, as I said, we have a lot of therapists and teachers here that started with us as clients, and they've gone on to kind of be part of the family and part of the team, and that kind of makes it. Yes, it's a business, and yes, it's a local business, and it's been here 20 years, but it's more than that. You know, for me, it's more than that.
Ellie, for somebody who's never done Pilates before, where would be a good place to start?
Okay, well, I think you need to start with a beginner's class because you've got to learn the principles. There are principles like coordination, stability, control, breathing, and these things take a bit of time. And I think once you've done 6 weeks of beginner's Pilates, you can do anything. So start with the beginners, or if you've got an issue like a back issue or a shoulder issue, more specialised classes are better, so like Pilates for back pain or rehab Pilates or something like that. But I think start with the basics, learn those first, and then the world's your oyster.
How do you feel Pilates benefits other forms of sport or exercise?
Gosh, that's a really good one. I mean, for me, I run, I like to do strength work, and I couldn't do that unless I did Pilates. Because Pilates mobilises the joints, it lengthens the muscles, it gives you a strong core, especially for running, gives you a strong core around the pelvis and the glutes. So I think for me, yeah, you can do it standalone, but as a complement to all your other sports, it's absolutely perfect.
And if people are feeling a little bit nervous about maybe coming along and doing their first class, what would you say to them?
Well, I'd say it's a really lovely community, especially here at Greenwich Pilates. People are very welcoming, very friendly. The teachers are always very helpful. Any questions? So I think, you know, take that step. It really makes a difference.
The feeling I have when I walk back home is of looseness and health, and I walk like I'm 20 years younger.
It makes you feel, it's certainly doing something for your own body, keeps you moving, and I think it's, you know, as we get older, there is some it's great for preventing things, I think, but I think more than that, it's just the friendships that
It is. We have a laugh, and we have a community, which is great, and it's Ellie, as you saw today, she's always inventing new stuff, which sometimes mainly works.
We have mat reformer and equipment, so we do a lot of kind of rehab work here, which a lot of Pilates studios kind of don't do so much now. I mean, if you kind of go back many, many years, Pilates was all about kind of rehab. And it's lovely to see that the Pilates has kind of really grown. It's really popular now.
It's really exploded.
It's really has exploded. But you know, we keep to the real principles of Pilates, small classes, really well-trained, wonderful teachers. We offer the mat and we offer the rehab, and we do kind of specialised classes for back pain, pre and postnatal. So yeah, that is well, I mean, we've been a Pilates studio for 20 years, so that's kind of our specialism. That's what we do. We have a kind of what we call the Greenwich Running Academy. We do lots of different workshops, you know, technique workshops, run faster workshops. So it's kind of
those are so interval training, I guess that
Yeah.
is, isn't it? Just to pick your speed up, because it's very easy just to get
Yeah.
stuck into your rhythm.
Yeah.
You never actually get any faster. You
Absolutely.
just
So
plod
that
along.
individual's goal is to do a fast marathon. So we say, okay, right, let's help you on that. We can help you to achieve your goals of a fast marathon.
Do you have to be a runner to get involved, or can anybody join in?
Anybody can join. We have courses for beginners, we have courses for people who've been running for years. It's for everyone.
You're one of the founding members. You go back a long time with some of these friends of yours in the group.
I do. We go back a very long time. We joined for running, but we got so much more out of this group. Help, support, fun, laughter. Really, really important.
What made you decide to come along to Greenwich Runners for the first time?
First of all, I wanted to try something different. I was never a runner. I never ran in my life. So I started attending Pilates classes. Then I came to know they also run running classes. So I attended few sessions, then I loved it.
Was this your first time with Greenwich Runners, or are you a regular?
No, I've been twice. It gets you up on a Saturday morning, that's the thing. When it's cold and you think it's going to rain. So it's great to get out in Greenwich Park.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking about joining but is feeling a little bit nervous about it?
Do not hesitate to join Greenwich Runners. You will never regret it. You find your own pace, you find your own friends, you find an added dimension to your life.
In fact, you've run over 20 marathons, haven't you?
I have. I think
How many
probably
is it?
27.
Oh, 27. You need to update your website.
27. Yeah. Do I need to update my website? Do you know, probably last 7 in the last 6 months. No. Yeah, about 27. 27. Yeah.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know. I'm kind of slightly addicted to them in a way, but also it takes me around the world. So I get to see the most amazing places. Istanbul Marathon was fantastic. I love that. So you know, it's a little bit selfish too.
You did the 0 to 5K program before it was even a thing. You were doing this 20 years ago, weren't you?
We were doing it.
People were going, oh,
trailblazers. We're trailblazers.
You're jumping in on the bandwagon. No, you're not.
No, we're not.
You were the inventor.
We were the inventor. Yeah, we were doing kind of 0 to 5K beginning running groups.
Was it Couch to 5K?
Before Couch to 5K, but I think Couch to 5K is fantastic.
What a great thing.
I think it's an absolutely brilliant thing. I think the difference, ours is different, is that we have, you know, England Athletics trained coaches to support you every step of the way.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and all our coaches are trained by England Athletics, a great training program. So we kind of give them that little support that some people need. Some people can't do it on their own. You know, they need to be in a group of people. They need to have someone to support and guide them as they go. And actually what's been lovely with that 0 to 5K is seeing those runners go from 0 to 5K to run a 10K to run a half marathon to run a marathon, you know, and to think actually they started running 30 seconds with us on their first week and now they're running marathons. That is joyous.
So I did read a fact the other day actually that only 1% of the world population will ever run a 10K.
Is that right?
It
I
is.
didn't know that. Wow.
So if you're running 10K,
That's
you're doing really well.
You're doing really well. And actually what percent of that 1% are women?
True.
That, you know, so I think, so not saying that our 0 to 5K are women only, but it tends to be more women because I think more women kind of feel more supported in the group, where often I find with the guys they can go, actually I can do that on my own. They're a little bit more independent. Not always the case, but it tends to be
actually I'm going to come back to that. The one thing I love going to the gym. Well, I love doing classes. Some people, they enjoy going to the gym itself, other people enjoy the classes. I just love that whole mixing and chatting with people and making friends and all the rest of it, which is fundamental to what you do here, what you do in the park. And it is those friendships that you develop. But more than that, running is just the most fabulous exercise. I've done a few running clubs and it's been absolutely my favourite thing to do. It's so sociable, you're just chatting the whole way round, but it is jolly hard work. It's a real workout, although you do structure it that you have beginners, intermediates and faster runners as well.
Yeah, and I think the great thing I
so
love
people
about...
aren't struggling within their groups.
No one gets left behind,
No.
and you always find your own pace. Our strapline, find your own pace, but
It is.
It is our strapline. It absolutely is our strapline, and it is about finding your own pace. And also, there's so much noise around exercise and fitness and Instagram about you've got to be this, you've got to be that, you've got to look like this. But it's not. It's about finding your pace. You know, what you enjoy and how you want to live your fitness life, so to speak.
But no, we've got a great family that, you know, come along every week, and we do hard sessions, but people work hard. And actually, when you've got that kind of energy around you, you can sort of find new levels that you perhaps didn't think you had at about 4 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon when you weren't sure if you wanted to sign up.
And it's just so lovely doing it outside in front of one of the finest historic buildings in London, the Rangers House.
I know.
It must be lovely doing it in the park in the summer as well, isn't it?
It is. And it's a midweek sort of appointment where you're accountable to be somewhere, and you might not fancy it at one point in the day, but when you're in our amazing park, or you're out here with the gang, or like you say, in front of this beautiful house, you can usually summon a bit more energy than you thought you had earlier.
I'm so proud to be part of this community. It's been incredible, and like I was saying, I've done things I never thought I'd achieve, you know, but because everybody kind of rally around and supports you, and actually we're not about kind of speed and all of those things. We're just about kind of come in and having a great time, and just setting a goal of doing something you might thought you'd never do. And you know, so many people kind of continue to do 5 and 10Ks and half marathons and lots of things, but they're supported by, you know, all the other people in the group, and it's such like essentially a mixed group of people, really mixed ages as well, so you're never too old to get your running trainers on and come, and you know, it's a really nice supportive group.
Great, I really enjoyed that. Have you been coming for long?
I just started coming about 6 weeks ago. I thought it was too hard to start with. I'm getting better though. I'm getting a bit better at running in the whole distance, and the weights are really good, aren't they?
They are, but I'm not sure about the running though. So which is your least favourite thing? Is it the running or the kettlebell swings?
Oh, I think
the planks, the bear planks.
No, I'm okay with the planks, but I think running all the way down the hill at speed, because you know Annabelle's really fast.
She is. She's an ex-professional ballerina, as it happens. I don't know whether you knew that.
No, well, she's very, very fast. No one can keep up with her.
Not my greatest skill. The running was incredible. Tony did really well to keep up. So it's just been a really nice atmosphere here. Everybody laughing, having a great time. I think the coaches did a fantastic job. Just keeping everybody happy and moving and laughing. What a lovely atmosphere.
They're both amazing. They're both full of enthusiasm at all times. We're like in awe of their energy.
What I love about people running together or working out together is it doesn't feel quite so hard when you've got people around you. You know, and it goes quickly.
It's just a pleasure.
And it's pleasurable.
Going to have a coffee afterwards.
Yes, or a beer, or a glass of wine. But you know,
absolutely
the best bit. Absolutely, it is the social aspect, and we're seeing that, aren't we, with lovely groups now, especially in the fitness world, where they're sharing afterwards. You know, they're going for coffees and they're going for lunches, and I think that's what it should be about. If you were to pick up a tennis racket, you would go to a coach, wouldn't you, and say, look, I want to learn to play tennis. Can you help? But with running, everyone thinks that they can just be able to run. And I think as kids we could, and it was very natural to just run. But I think as we get older and things happen in our lives, sometimes it's more difficult. So you have to kind of take it back, and again, take it back to the basics. Go with a coach if you can, and start afresh.
When I was running, I did have a coach, and it was amazing the difference that it made. Cadence, leaning forward, that so many different techniques that you don't even think about.
No.
And it just made everything so much easier.
And everyone's different. You know, everyone's different. Everyone's built differently. So everyone needs something slightly different. So some people need more strength, some people need more flexibility, some people need more mobility. So it's kind of working out what that person needs.
So the whole wellness and well-being side is a huge part of your business. it's not just about Pilates and strength and running.
Well, it kind of all fits together, doesn't it? The kind of holistic well-being of an individual.
Beautifully put, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not just one element, you know, it's all elements. So it is the well-being, and it's not just the fitness. So here we have the physios and the osteos and the reflexologists and the massage therapists. So for instance, we have a runner who's had an injury. What we would suggest maybe is come and see one of our physiotherapists, and then the physiotherapist might suggest to do some rehab with us in the equipment studio, which you've done a little bit of an equipment workout, and then we might suggest from then on they come and do maybe a reformer class or one of our mat work classes, and then we kind of send them back to running. So it's about supporting an individual through again whatever it is that they need to do, and I think
structurally.
Well, yes. Well, both. You know, structure as in the skeletal. Hello, Elvis in the back there. But also, you know, structurally as in a plan. You know, giving an individual a plan, because often people go to an osteo and the osteo says, right, here we go, off you go. Whereas here they can say, right, what you need to do is go and see Cloud. Now you've met Cloud; she's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, she's so lovely.
Just wonderful to do some rehab work. And then, you know, the osteo will speak to Cloud, who's the trained specialist, who will then together they'll work with the individual. And I just don't think you get that.
Cloud started as one of your clients as well. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, she did, absolutely.
And that seems to be a continuing theme, because Lexi, we saw in the Pilates studio, she started as one of your clients and is now one of your instructors.
Yeah.
And that is a lovely thing about it. Sorry to interrupt.
I love mentoring people, and I still do. You know, we still have teacher trainers coming through all the time. You know, it's giving back. You know, it's important to give back. People gave to me when I was training, so it's always super to be able to give back to other people. But yeah, the wellness is a massive part of what we do and how we support people.
So coming back to wellness, that you do have other stuff as well. You've got sports massages, scar work therapy, which is quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, really interesting. So if you've had surgery, you know, these are ways that we can just help recovery from the scar, connective tissue. You know, we've got people that can support you, and again that can affect your movement if you've had some scar issues.
So confidence and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we talk about this kind of holistic, you know, this holistic well-being way of looking at the individuals. Yeah.
And you have nutrition specialists as well, which we are what we eat. So I mean, it's a hugely important part of any training regime, I think.
Absolutely, and I think I work very closely with the nutritionists with our menopause work that we do. So we do a lot of work with the menopause, and we have our menopause walk and talk.
That is a very interesting thing that you do there, and I'm sure that becomes a very, very important part of people's lives when they're doing that.
Yeah, I think that
just talking
therapy
to people who are going through the same thing.
Yes, and so we do that with our nutritionists, and you know, it's all part about, you know, what you're eating. That makes a big difference to menopause. But yeah, so I suppose that's around kind of the work we do with women.
I love that I found out you got a sports scholarship to Millfield. You probably don't want to talk about it, but you had a running and a hockey scholarship at Millfield, the ultimate sports school.
The ultimate sports school.
So you have great dexterity as well as being a fabulous runner. You played hockey for your county and you ran for your county as well.
Yeah, I did, and I loved that, and I really loved school, and I met some wonderful people and really enjoyed it, and that kind of gave me my love for sport, and then I kind of veered away from sport for a bit, as we sometimes do, and I got into the wine world and into the world of kind of bars and restaurants, which I loved, and then I feel it's gone 360 because I've kind of come all the way out the other side, and I've now gone back into kind of running and fitness and wellness.
Well, there is something else as well, because you have the baby sommeliers. I do.
Oh gosh, yes.
I do.
That's
love
my first love, my wine. Yeah.
Wine tastings with families. families. You go along to meet other families.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you live in the area and you've got a new baby or young toddlers, what a lovely thing.
We use a local pub, the Rich of the First, which is a really lovely baby-friendly pub. I work a lot with babies. I do, you know, we do our mum and baby Pilates. I still teach that and I absolutely love that. Running with babies, strength with babies, anything with babies. So now this is the kind of the baby sommelier, bring your babies along to the wine tasting. So it's kind of combining my two loves. One being wine, as you know, and the second is working with mums and babies, which I've been doing for 20 odd years now. And what the mums say to me is they just feel it's so lovely just to do something normal.
It is absolutely the most perfect backdrop for it.
Yeah.
What a lovely atmosphere.
It's a local pub, they're really friendly, these are all local mums and dads, it's just perfect.
But what a lovely thing for mums and dads and granddads. There was Mark from our Pilates class here, having a great time with his daughter and his grandchild.
But I love the way they come with their friends. And they come with family and friends. They meet other people here they haven't met before. They sit together, and it really is. It's kind of a community. It's a community of mums getting together, doing something fun.
But the wine was actually lovely.
Thank you.
It's not just about health and fitness. It's just about having a little bit of space to yourself as well. If you are a young parent, being with like-minded people, it's a great community thing.
It can be very isolating being a new mum, and you lose your identity. And a lot of things are all around the baby. So, you know, every activity is around a music class for the baby or swimming class for the baby. So to have something that mums can do that reminds them that actually they are independent, they are adults, and actually they can do adult things even though they've got a baby. And I think that's really, really important. And also just being with other people and reminding yourself that actually you're not just a mum.
So apparently happy mummy, happy baby. I think that's how it worked. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was really good. It's nice to have something that makes you feel like yourself rather than just a mum.
That, I think, must be the greatest thing about it, isn't it? Just getting some time to yourself.
It is.
But you've got the baby there as well, and you're doing it with your mate.
I've worked with mums and babies now for 20 years now, and I just really enjoy working with mums and babies. So I look after them in the studio, so why not look after them doing a tasting? So for me, it's just supporting young families.
The passion you have, not only for the wine tasting, but for everything you do and you bring to the community. Ellie Brown, Wellness, Fitness and Pilates. What a fabulous organisation. If you're thinking of just getting back into fitness again, there's no better place to do it. Bit of Pilates, bit of running, bit of G-ROX.
G-ROX.
The G-ROX group. What a lovely bunch of people. There are gardeners, high court judges, ballet dancers.
But that's the community, Mark. That's our community.
It is. So, Guy, I really can't recommend this highly enough. Nobody gets left behind.
Nobody gets left behind.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for having me, Ellie. It's been such a pleasure.